Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode 29 of Heroes of Absalom, where we, Three Kobolds Gaming, play Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We took a little break last week for Father's Day. Hopefully everyone had a good time. Before they quickly remembered during our pre-stream chat, they are not a good spot.
Hey, in fairness, I remembered like 2 days ago.
We are in for a week.
I think specifically Ben came in very confident for some reason as to the situation.
Sure, yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah, so tonight will be interesting. We'll get into exactly where we're at in just a moment, but I heard some really good discussion going on as I was finishing up the last bit of my prep. But I want to hear from you all. So, just to set the scene a little bit, you all are told to be investigating these missing persons, right? You're like, well, there are a lot of different places it could be coming from. You got rumors about some slavers from Cheliax. That one didn't seem, at least at first glance, to really check out. But you also heard about this place, the Dreaming Palace. So you're like, well, we're here. Let's check this out. Come by, scout the place. Something seems off. So you check it out. You get a room at the Dreaming Palace, and then you're attacked. So you guys kind of pick up on the fact that, maybe this is what's going on. But what do you think is going on here? I heard some really good discussion. So just go ahead, spitball. I want to hear what you all are thinking.
So Jack and I were theorizing earlier about Hendred Pratchett possibly being in the closet that Rolso is about to open. Ben also theorized that maybe there's a ladder going up or down to different levels of the tower behind the door. So I think right now we're kind of like just going back and forth between whether Hendred Pratchett is really the big bad or whether he's a prisoner of Ralstos and Ralstos the big bad, or
Yeah,
entirely.
it seems to me that it all centers on who Hendred Pratchett really is and what his motivations really are, and we're just not really going to know that until we actually see him. My thinking was that it's just too weird and too intentional that we keep randomly missing him, or he's just been here, or oh yeah, he's really excited to see you. He's really excited to meet you up all again tomorrow morning, which is the morning after we are attacked by the golems,
And hypothetically killed.
which Ralso would know. So then she's just like baiting us into meeting with this person who she has trapped, for her own machinations. I mean, these creatures she's fighting with also look similar to her and seem to be fighting with her. So I think that she has gotten into some magic or something that is letting her kind of take the reins here. And I think she might be working with someone higher up to like take over this place or work through this place or something. I don't know.
My thinking was that I'm convinced that Hendred is the big bad, and I think I have a couple of reasons for thinking that. One, I think we got to Ralso just too quickly for this to be the end of this current part of the investigation.
That's pretty meta, though.
Oh, no, this is total metagame thinking. This is 100% metagame thinking on my part. Because if the Dreaming Palace is the center of these missing people, where are they? I think right, but they're somewhere, right? And I think that Hendred is doing something with them or to them. Like, there's obviously some sort of weird magic that Ralso has gotten into, but I think that this is the first layer of the onion of evil, and Hendred is deeper in that onion of evil.
Wait, I don't.
Yeah, I think Ralso's being used. I think she's like also being a puppet. I don't think she's the head. Yeah.
You think there's 3 puppets in this room right now?
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean,
it just goes deeper.
It's puppets all the way down.
Although, yeah, I don't think she's.
We are puppets.
I agree with Ben.
Interesting. We're split fully. I don't know. Because Ralso seems pretty conniving, because she's had pretty good organization for everything except for like. She even said at one point like, "Oh, I don't always keep tabs on Hendred." Like, isn't that your job? Isn't that exactly what you do? Like, aren't you his personal assistant? Like.
I think her job is to run interference for Hendred while he's doing whatever messed up stuff he's doing to the people going missing. Like, Ralso is the one who is making the people go missing in this hotel, and then Hendred is doing something with them. That's my theory.
So what was the 4 bangs on the closet?
Remind me again about that specifically?
At the very end, the last thing, our little cliffhanger was that she walked over there, and when she stepped within 5 feet of the door, we heard 4 intentional bangs on the door. That to me is like...
Yeah, I have no idea.
That to me is like a tied up Hendred trying to break out of the door, or like say, help me, get me out of here.
I'd forgotten about that. I don't know. I
left you with my smoking gun for the surprise reveal in session.
So to muddy the waters a little bit, Dr. Forsyth and Bastor are standing right there. The banging was not on the door. The banging was from somewhere beyond the door.
So wait, that goes...
That's even more along Jack's theory.
Even deeper.
No, that's because if it
supports Ben's theory.
If it's beyond, yeah, that means that this is not a closet. This is a ladder, probably, or like a pit or something.
Or, the knocking could have been like on this side of the door, or on this wall, rather than not the door itself.
Alright, so in the closet is a trap door that goes into another compartment where Hendred is, but then there's another compartment underneath where all the missing people are.
It's a demi-plane inside the closet.
My goal
here
is just to send my players spiraling right before we get back into a very dangerous combat.
What does it all mean? What does it mean?
Them trying to figure out the conspiracy theories that they'll never actually know the end to is great. Fun. Wonderful. Or at least the characters, I should say. We'll never know the end to. Because we return to our wily wolves, weary from warfare, as they continue their battles against Ralso.
E-.
Previously, This is difficult. All right. This is
Wasn't
difficult.
on that one as
I'm a
well.
little less excited for X next session. Though.
Previously, they had begun to explore more of the rooms in the Dreaming Palace, facing a plethora of traps that threatened their lives. They also, however, found a couple of useful tools to aid in their journey. All that being said, however, they come to the door that seems to lead into the tower that they had seen from the outside. And on the other side, they hear the voice of a small child that says, "Just open the door. Just open the door." And
And then
so
we
after
get-
stealing themselves, they acquiesce to the request and open the door to find Rolso, flanked by what they later identify as two soul-bound dolls, as she sits on her bed weeping over a journal. Battle ensues, and the dolls harry the group with evil spells, and Rolso deftly stabs back and forth at them, even bringing Bastro unconscious twice, only to be saved by his mentor, Dr. Forsyth. The group is now locked in combat, but as we draw back into the fray, we hear 4 loud bangs from somewhere beyond the door next to Rolso, sending visible panic across her face as sweat begins to pool on her brow. Why don't we just go ahead and, I don't know, why don't we just hop back into the map? And if I get some combat music going, because we're in there.
In it!
We
Some
are
funeral music.
in there. So, we left off at the top of round 4 with Rolso. Round 4 or round 5? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter because Rolso had just finished her turn at the top of round X. And it is now Twinkletoes' turn.
All right, I am going to draw a lesser healing potion from my bandolier and shove it into Kashak's mouth.
It'll be a little difficult as he is 15 feet in the air at the moment.
I am on the wall. Yeah.
Oh. Well, then I'll just pass it to him. But
It's
then...
gonna be another action to like toss it, and he's gonna have to make a reaction to like catch it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold off on that. That's gonna be the last thing I do. My last thing is gonna be holding out the thing for him to take.
All
Okay.
right.
Before that, though, I am going to make a slash at this chick.
All right, go ahead, make an attack roll.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully the dice envy the party a little more this week.
Flat-footed.
Flanked.
Just
So,
flanks. Yeah.
Wait.
Well-
Okay, I'm gonna refresh my map because that's not what it shows me on mine. Okay, 1 second.
Maybe if you didn't leave it open all week, you know, it might be.
It wasn't okay. Anyway,
She certainly
yeah.
is. You're across from Dr.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what's up with that.
So, Kashak was in between the 2 dolls for me, and Dr. Forsyth was on the table. Okay, so an attack roll.
What was Dr. Forsyth getting into?
Oh, natural 19.
Nice.
Oof.
What's the total?
Yeah.
Let me. I'm checking. Oh, I accidentally exited out of my character sheet. I was stressed.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I
believe in
This
you.
is with my rapier, which is a plus. So that's a 29 to hit.
29 to hit.
Crit.
Against flat footy?
Flat-footed AC.
Against flatty footy?
It is a
Crit
critical
city.
hit.
Oh!
Starting off
Love it. First
strong.
I don't think I don't have panache. I'm assuming, but
I believe you
I am
confident
stoked.
finisher right at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I am stoked.
You're
So
so
that's an extra +2 to what this is, and then
And
double.
that does get doubled, yeah.
Yeah. So that's 10 points of damage
Nice.
to yellow.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. So, seeing the visible, I don't know, crocodiles or Iruxi in this case, probably look pretty drained when they're, losing all of their blood. But I can't imagine what color that would present as.
Just like a very darker, I think like a darker, paler green almost, like I don't know. Yeah, like a
warm
pick one of
green,
those
like
two.
a cooler
faded
tone to
grass.
it.
Faded grass,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
really
so,
sunlit
like,
grass.
You just see this, wave of, like, nauseous, light, yellowy green just wash across Kashak's face, and in desperation, you stab out. Years of experience behind your blow, piercing the doll straight through the forehead, and you hear this crack, and this, like, black, almost like sparks of electricity just begin to fly out from the wound around the head of this creature as it explodes and splinters out
Yo.
around you.
Do I have to make some sort of saving throw for that?
No.
Okay.
Just
Didn't
dissipating
know if
whatever
this explosion was like something that
whatever
like,
dark, evil magics. You hear just this like wail of a breath as the doll just begins to almost turn to embers on the ground. Whatever you did, it seemed to work.
All right.
Strong start. Well done.
That's a strong start.
Now you just gotta worry about also absolutely murdering Bastro.
I've changed my mind. This combat is easy. I have no fear.
I will remind you
have a
all that
little
you have
fear.
yet to hit Rolso.
Second action. So grabbing the potion and like and holding it out to Kashak is how many actions, William? Just one?
Well, just like drawing it and holding it is gonna be one.
Okay.
But like him getting down to grab it will be two. Because he will have to go down with one action and then grab it with the second action to take it.
Oh.
So-
Hold on though, like he's a tall lizard.
I've also been hit from this location on the wall, so I feel like if I can be hit,
Yeah.
I can interact with
He
her
doesn't have to
also.
go down. He can just grab it.
I can like squat and like kind of like lean on the wall down and swoop at it. It's-
I'll make him.
if I can be
make an
hit, I can
acrobatics
interact with
check
her.
to like jump up to him, or something.
You have two actions.
I'll-
One action left since you drew the potion. You can toss it to him, and he can make a reflex save or reflex.
No, I don't
check.
want to do that.
I'm
I
just
want to
giving-
hand
I'm
it
just
to
giving
him.
you the
Can
options. I'm just
okay,
giving you the
can I make an acrobatics check to like do a little flip so that it's up closer to him when he tries to grab it, or something?
There is a
Cool. Maybe
table.
get panache.
There's a table right here. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll an acrobatics check to like jump up onto the table.
Cool.
So that you're easily within range.
Sweet. That's gonna be a 22.
22. Yeah, easily. You even like do a front flip as you just
Do I
hop
get
onto
panache?
the table. You don't get panache. It's not. Do you get panache for succeeding acrobatics checks? Actually, I
Yeah,
don't know.
for
Then yeah,
acrobatics
you would
checks,
get
yeah.
panache. Absolutely.
Nice.
For some reason, I was thinking it was only your tumble through your performance, but I don't remember all the like 12 things that get panache. So.
Like those three things, actually. Just
As
like
I mentioned,
acrobatics
I know
checks,
all
tumble
three of them
throughs, and-
very well. You definitely get panache.
Cool.
Well done.
Third
She's
action,
now
hold out the
Holding
potion.
it out.
I like to
okay.
pretend I know what's going on in this game. We're just kind of rolling with it. Awesome. So you're now like up there holding it up. Kashak would take you one action just to like grab and slurp. Whew. That's the end of Twinkletoe's turn. It is now the pile of smoldering ashes on the floor's turn.
Nice.
Kashak.
What are they gonna do?
Smolder more /
Good.
harder.
You said
Uh,
it's one action for me to grab and drink.
Yeah,
Or
because
is
you
that
don't
gonna
you
be-
don't have to
It's
draw
like
it.
from a bandolier.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like it's from a
so-
bandolier because she's literally just holding it up to you. So it's like already uncorked and everything. You just need to like grab it and chuck it.
Alright, then I will do that first. She'll kind of like flip off the table and he'll just like lay out a clawed hand that just like appears in his hand, in a flash. And so he'll drink that.
That's
EG, do you mind?
2d8 + 5.
Do you mind rolling it? Because I don't have
Sure.
that in front of me. I appreciate that. He's gonna move 10 feet on the wall over to here.
I rolled an 8 and a 6. So that's 19
What's
points
up?
of healing to you.
Let's go.
Wait, what level of
Oh,
potion
that's
was that?
huge.
That was a
The
lesser
lesser.
healing potion.
It was no small expense that Twinkle Toes just gave me.
It was not a minor. It was
Yeah. That's a pricey pot.
So 14 total. Oh no, it's plus 5.
19.
So it's
yeah,
19.
19 points of
I'm
healing.
feeling great now.
That is a potion
Freshly
at your level.
invigorated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a third
He's
level
gonna
potion.
fire. He's gonna fire a hunted shot out here at Ralso. So, first
Absolutely.
arrow is a 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That is a hit.
Nice. Okay, and then second arrow is much worse. So the only one that hits is that.
Yeah, so you see as you're like peeking around the corner now, you had lost sight of Ralso for a moment there, but as you're like scaling along the wall, just I almost picture like General Grievous as he like runs on the ground with the talon claws and then like hops up onto a wall and just keeps running. That's Kashak right now as he's like gripping the window, the frame, the wooden frames in between the panes of glass as he's standing on a window in the air.
Yeah, just stuck to it like these
Like-
sticky pads.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Runs along the wall, pops around the corner, 2 arrows in the bow, launches them. You launch them straight at Ralso, one of them clipping across her shoulder, the other going wide, but you notice there's this look of like, now, like a caged animal. You see sweat and now blood dripping down. She's holding the sword, the short sword and the dagger in her hands, like she is defending the door with her life. Like she doesn't even notice the arrows as they whip across. She's just looking
Interesting.
dead into Bastro's face as he's the closest one to the door.
Like she's protecting something.
It is
Like she's
now
protecting a prisoner.
this
So you
creature's
take
turn.
you take 15
sorry.
points of
Yeah,
damage from
yeah.
the first arrow.
Yeah,
that
that's
hit.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
15
I-
points of damage.
I rolled max damage. I rolled a 6 on a d6 and an 8 on a d8.
Where was this
Yeah.
last week? We could have been done with this fight already, Jack.
I know. 15 points of damage.
15 points. Well done. Well done. Yeah. So it wasn't just like a
Ralso's
graze.
down.
You
8 of that is precision, if that matters. 8 of that is precision.
Okay.
I don't, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
lodged. It wasn't just grazing past. You lodged the arrow dead in her shoulder,
Dang.
right under the clavicle. Like that thing hurt.
Ooh.
Is that it?
That's it.
That was your interact, your move, and your action to shoot.
That's correct.
All right. It is now this creature's turn. This creature doesn't like the fact that you just shot Ralso. So it is going to fly up into the air. Fly is a strong word for it, just kind of like floating.
Flutters. Yeah.
Just floating right up next to you. And it's just going to try to like slap you across the face.
Don't.
I almost rolled a d12. That would not have worked. 14 to hit.
That will miss.
That will miss. And then second attack, just because that's what it's doing right now. Ooh, a little closer. 18?
Miss.
Okay.
Yes.
So just like the old 1-2 combo, just going wide. Okay. Bastro was moved because he went down so many times. Dr. Forsyth, you see, like, as I mentioned, like a caged animal backed into a corner. Like, fangs, like half-orc fangs bared. Sword and dagger in front. She is not moving from this spot. What would you like to do?
Yeah, the doctor is going to devise a stratagem as his first action and use his intelligence to try and figure out the best way past the sword and dagger. And he figures out that he is not deft enough to make an attack at her.
Excellent deductions, Doctor.
Yes. God.
I imagine it kind of like the Sherlock movie where he does the whole thing in his head, except
Yeah,
every
yeah.
scenario is just Dr. Forsyth missing.
That is so literally what I picture every single time. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
exactly what this ability is based off of.
I can't imagine that's not exactly what they were thinking
There's
of when they
no
wrote
way.
this,
Yeah,
right?
there's no way. Yeah.
The doctor is going to second action draw out a potion and third action raise his buckler.
Okay, yeah. Potion in one. I guess it would be in your buckler hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
You reach out to get the potion, and then as you're bringing it up, the buckler.
I had to think about that one for a second.
Yeah.
Better hope they don't hit the potion then.
Sure.
End of Forsyth's turn. Bastro.
All right. Bastro is going to stride away from the crazy knife lady.
Oh, no,
Seems-
always a good idea.
Seems fair.
Always
yeah.
a good idea.
Seems fair.
I'm gonna go up here,
Just
and then
dooming
next
Dr.
two
Forsyth
actions-
to his fate.
Sorry, Doctor. I am very heavily wounded though, and he's going the next two actions. Sustain, stoke the heart for both Kashak and Twinkletoes.
Nice.
Nice.
Kashak, did you count that in? Because I forgot
Yeah,
that
did
you
I
had
have
it.
Soak the Heart? I didn't think I had that.
I thought you both. I'm pretty sure
You
you both
did,
had
you
it.
did.
Yeah.
So it's another
Then
2 damage,
Then
correct?
add 2.
Yeah, plus another two.
That's my
I'm
bad.
sorry, I
I forgot
didn't
about that.
bring
Yeah.
that up.
That was
good.
a
But yeah, I believe you both
meaty-
had it.
Meaty hits.
Okay.
For
good.
sure.
Awesome.
Um,
The witch is so freaking cool, man.
I
love
Oh,
Bastro.
man.
It's so awesome.
I love
As long
it.
as I'm alive, I can buff you guys.
It's just so
It's-
interesting. It's so cool.
it's my top 3 favorite class in first edition, and it's up there. I think it's either 1 or
Up
2
there.
for second edition, man.
Yeah.
Um,
It's so niche and cool.
Oracle-
I
Well,
loved playing.
I think Jack, you're the
The
same,
half
but
Pokemon.
you and me are just Oracle boys all the way.
I love
um,
oracles.
Good boys.
They're so cool.
But witches, man, witches in second edition are crazy.
Magus and Magus are 2.
Yeah,
Magus / Magus.
we haven't seen one of those though yet in our main campaign.
It's only had the playtest so far.
Hasn't come
No one's allowed to play it
Yeah.
yet.
Oh yeah, I guess not technically out. 2 months or so.
we
Anyways,
play texted it once, but yeah.
Bastard, that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news.
I think I'm screwed.
The bad news. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually just 2 pieces of bad news. The
Great.
bad news is that it's now Ralsa's turn, and the other bad news is that she's just gonna wail on Dr. Forsyth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say good news? That's really not what I meant.
Good news for Bastro.
She is.
It's good news for Bastro that she's wailing on your friend.
That she's not attacking him.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah. Wow. What is she gonna do?
He
She
strides
hits
to
the
Bastro.
truck.
She gets hard.
Strides to Bastro.
She's actually gonna try to trip you.
Oh.
You see, she like bends down, and you watch as like she reverses the grip in her on her dagger, and just uses it to try to like pick your ankle out from under you. This is against your
Sweep the
athletics.
leg.
This is that's not a real move. This is
Athletics DC. It's reflex DC.
It's reflex DC.
Re-
It's gonna
Which
be
thing?
a 22,
It's reflex DC.
22 against your reflex DC.
That is a success.
Okay, so you are now prone on the ground.
All right.
Then with her
Oh,
second
no.
action, she is going to make a double stab. So whereas she's now low on the ground, she picked her ankle. Now she just like jumps on top of you, both the sword and the dagger coming in straight for you.
And I think that means I'm flat-footed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is not going to be how they say fun. If she hits, she is going to take the multiple attack penalty because tripping
Yeah.
does count, but it's a little easier for her to hit, so it's win some lose
We're
some.
prone.
Short sword first. This is going to be at a 16.
Miss.
Nice.
That is
Close.
genuinely massive. Dagger coming in. That one I think is going to get you at a 19.
With
that
the
hits me.
multiple attack penalty,
Yeah.
so -10.
I think doubles
Or my
like
fate.
I think they're the same multiple attack penalty on this roll.
So-
yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
She's got special stuff. Don't worry. I'll do the math. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I think
Uh,
double is -5 though. I think that's what
Because,
I'm sorry, Will.
because
I'm sorry.
that hits.
Okay. So
with the raised shield. Ugh. Ugh.
from the dagger,
My AC is 18 right now.
from the dagger, you're gonna take 10 points of piercing damage
10 from a dagger.
from a dagger. And you're also going to take an additional 4
Poison.
points of sneak attack damage.
Oh, sneak attack.
Oh, that's why she wanted you prone.
Hey.
And then, just for the fun of it, she's gonna make one more swipe out. This one's just almost not worth the effort, but in case I roll a natural 20, she's gonna make one more swipe with the short sword. Yeah, natural 9 isn't even gonna be anywhere close.
Is that
But-
a critical miss?
Critical miss doesn't really do anything for melee attacks.
Unless you're me.
He helps Dr.
Does it do something for
Forsyth,
you?
though.
Yeah, opportune riposte. I'm not in melee though, so it's
Oh
fine.
yeah, well, yeah, it's not you. So that is the end of. Thank you for reminding me about that, because I will always forget. That is the end of Ross's turn, though. So Twinkle Toes. Now you
right.
can get up into opportune riposte range.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 50, or 20, one of the two. Anyway, I have a lot of movement, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. You've got like what 40 base movement speed with Panache?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
absurd.
Or 45. I can't remember. One of the two.
Either way, it's a lot.
Either way, it's a lot. I'm gonna make a. This is going to be, what's the word? Confident finisher against
Okay.
also.
Nice.
Let's see if your confidence is.
Natural 20!
Yes.
On fire
Oh my
tonight.
God.
Oh my god.
It's moments
Oh
like
my
these.
Lord.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
No, but I believe.
No, we're excited.
That's
It's
okay.
moments like
Wait.
these where I wish we
Wait.
still had confirmation in second edition.
There it is. There it
There
is.
we
We
go.
see it.
There we go.
Beautiful savior who we have.
Okay.
On the confident finish.
On the confident
my
finisher.
On the
God.
confident finisher.
While you're stoked.
While I'm
Oh
stoked.
my god.
That is, in fact, a critical hit. Go
I
ahead
am
and
tracking. I'm tracking our party's max damage. There's a chance maybe that you beat it.
Okay. So.
I keep forgetting that you're doing that until we get a new record.
Okay. So it's everything is doubled? Everything is doubled?
Everything is double.
Or not my
Everything is-
precision?
No,
Everything
precision
is doubled.
Precision
Precision
is doubled.
is
Everything is
doubled.
doubled.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
gotten
that's,
that rule wrong at least 6 times this campaign.
that's 22 points of damage.
22 points damage.
Solid.
That is
Yo.
nothing to
Yo.
scoff at. You see her just like, again, like a wild animal, just pouncing, stabbing, ripping into Dr. Forsyth. You try to interpose yourself, and as you walk up, you let out a deft stab with the flick of your wrist, just lodging it straight into her hip. And you see her double over in pain as you just wreck her. You just destroyed whatever is going on in her right hip. Yeah, she doesn't. She's not comfy. You now see that the suit that she's wearing, both the jacket, the ruffled undershirt, and now the suit pants. Once this dark navy are now just almost black, slick with the blood that is now just gushing out of her.
Gross.
She is in bad shape from these 2 hits. They have been 2 very big hits.
And I am going to strike again
Okay.
at her with my third action.
Okay.
But a natural 2 is not going to do it.
I don't think it will. But it was a worthy effort. Definitely a worthy effort. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Kashak, you got a doll trying to slap you in the face. What would you like to do?
Yeah, he's got this creature in front of him, but he sees the really big hit on Rosso, and he sees her kind of going down, and he's still hunting her. So he's like laser focused right now. I think he's just gonna take a hunted shot at her, see if we can put her down.
Now, I don't know if this has come up yet. It might have. But do you take a penalty for having somebody in melee range of you?
No, there is no
Wow.
shooting in
Okay.
melee in Pathfinder. There would potentially be cover, but this creature's pretty small, and that's up to you.
I'm gonna give her like a +1.
Either way, if
because
there
she's
is-
like- She's currently like in the corner. Like, yeah, if you do
yeah,
that,
I'm just
then-
gonna step over.
yeah, then no
I-
cover
I have-
whatsoever.
I have
Absolutely.
the actions for it, so I'll do that, and then I will
yeah.
take a hunted shot. So 2 attack rolls, 2 arrows coming out. First one is a 29 to hit.
that a crit?
It's not a crit.
It's gotta be a crit.
It's gonna be a
It's not
hit,
a
though.
crit. It would have been a crit if she was flanked, like Twinkletoes 29. But it's not a crit.
Second arrow is below, I think, like 18, so it's not gonna do anything. So the first arrow definitely hits.
Shock
for-
dishes on a crit.
6.
And on the
8,
hunted
this-
shot, you get bonus damage for that, right?
Well, you shoot 2 arrows. If they both hit, then they combine the damage for resistances and weaknesses and stuff like that. But so it's just like a way to cheat the action economy. But
But your
this
first
is
hit, right?
First time you hit on a round, that's my precision, like ranger
Yeah.
stuff. That's my hunter's edge. I deal a D8 of precision, so that's 9 points of total damage.
On the crit, only 9?
Did I crit or did I not crit?
You did.
I
Oh,
thought
you
you
didn't
didn't
crit. You didn't crit. God, I got
That's
every
36
channel.
points of damage.
Every channel in my brain just got mixed up in that one conversation where I went from Kashak didn't crit, but it was close, but actually Kashak did crit. Just somehow got there. But 9 points of damage. This arrow, now she's like facing Twinkletoes and almost at eye level with her as she's like bending down, trying to match the defense. Twinkletoes, you would know that this is somebody who is obviously skilled in dueling and not quite fencing to your level, but obviously somebody who is skilled in the art of like one-on-one combat and dueling. So she is like putting up a relatively skilled defense up until the point where her knee just gets shot out from under her by one of Kashak's arrows. She just goes down on one knee, not quite prone because she's still defending herself, but she is. You see just like grit, pure grit on her face is the only thing that's keeping her standing right now. Kashak, are you done?
There's no reason to attack again. He will. I think I'll just take one more step.
Okay.
Should have just strode, but then that would, whatever.
And I can hear the difference between the sticky pads on the glass versus
Yeah.
the wood or the brick as he gets to the brick. I just love that image of
These
Kashak
gecko
with
feet,
sticky
yeah.
gecko feet.
Running sideways, like sidestepping, almost like grapevining along the wall, and keeping the bow trained, eyes like gator eyes completely locked on.
Yeah,
Also.
absolutely. After Kashak is in fact his tail. And by that I mean the little doll that keeps messing with him.
That was good. I like that.
First attack coming in, 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, second attack, 14 is not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
However, we'll take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you just get
Right.
punched in the arm by a doll.
Wow.
It'll definitely bruise, unless
for sure.
otherwise treated.
Yeah.
And of that, which means Bastro. Bastro, you are watching all this happen around you. You are,
Did I go before Bastro?
you
Yeah,
do.
I think.
I keep
yeah.
reading it, and I don't look at the arrow that I put next to Bastro's name to indicate that he jumped down one. It is Dr. Forsyth's turn, excuse me.
Alright, so the doctor is going to, from the ground, okay, no, because he has things in both of his hands now. Can I roll a potion to Bastro? Is that something I can do?
For an action, absolutely.
Okay, so he's gonna say, Bastro, drink this, and he's gonna roll a potion. It's a lesser healing potion over to Bastro. And that's because I don't want to. I'll have so many actions. Second action, he is going to battle medicine himself from the ground with his now advanced healer tools that he has. He is going to really quickly patch up this horrible dagger wound that he got from Rolso. And I am doing a higher DC 20. I'm rolling a medicine check now. All right. Hero point, natural 3. I am hero pointing this. Hero pointing this. Okay, I got it. I got over 20 on the hero point roll.
One
Good
down.
hero point economy.
You
One
don't want to
down.
hurt yourself.
I mean, if anybody, Dr. Forsyth would hurt himself in his confusion.
All right. Healing. Ooh, good rolls in the healing. All right, I get lots of healing back. 28 points, if you were curious.
I don't know why I tried.
Woof.
Third action, I will stand up.
Just for a
That's
quick
my turn.
reference, Kashak, what is your maximum HP?
44.
It's just like 3/4 of a pretty large health bar at this level. Yeah, it's casual.
Yeah.
Okay. Last action you said is stand up?
Last action, stand up.
Only I had attack of opportunity. All of these things from first edition that I just want back only for my sole benefit. Crazy how that works. Okay,
Only
now
for my sole benefit.
it is actually Bastro's turn.
Astro is going to first action pick up the potion that the doctor rolled at him. And then the next 2 actions, he's gonna sustain, stoke the heart for Kashak and Twinkle Toes. And he's just like, thanks, Doc, and then just see it light emit from Bastro as you guys are still.
I
stoked.
love it
Ow.
because like Kashak is just dealing extra damage, Twinkle Toes is just dealing extra damage. So by comparison, Bastro was just sitting there sustaining spells out of harm's way and doing damage. It's great.
It's awesome.
Pretty great.
There we go.
That being said, it's now Rolso's turn. Oh, Rolso. She's still like on one knee in front of you, again, eye to eye with you, Twinkle Toes, as you've kind of like sparred back and forth, testing each other's defenses. And she just, through gritted teeth, you now see thematically.
Okay.
You've gotten hits in on her, she hasn't gotten hits in on you. Yet, hopefully. You see through gritted teeth, just like blood begin to trickle down the corner of her mouth. It says, You won't get to her. As she swipes out with the short sword.
To her.
Think I
I
got
know.
you.
To her.
Think I got you. How's a 26 for you?
That'll hit.
Right. Let me just make sure I'm rolling the right die. Okay. That is going to be 14 points of slashing damage as she just brings it straight down and across your thigh. Dagger now coming out for the second half of this double strike. Natural 2 is not gonna do. She will once.
Natural 2. Wait, what's the total?
The
for that
total.
natural 2?
The total on that is a 16.
Okay.
Shouldn't have said anything.
On first attack, that's pretty high. So natural
Just like-
save is not going to
oh.
fail. Yeah.
Second action, short sword coming at you again. Rocks, baby, rocks. 25.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ugh.
That is frightening that that's on the second
Man.
attack.
I mean, all of you would know that the weapons she's using are agile, so the
Yeah.
multi
That's
attack
fair,
probably is
that's
not
fair.
as bad.
Only minus
Yeah.
4.
But it's
18,
still
19, 14, 10. Yeah.
it's still stacking up, for sure. I don't. There's almost no way that these last 2 attacks would have hit, but I was rolling it for fun. Still 10 points of slashing damage.
I am
short
at
sword.
dying 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, she is a.
No!
You're in a good spot, though. Literally.
She's
all
a
about that.
caged animal. She is lashing out, doing everything she can, apparently, to keep you away from this door. Even as she is on death's door itself. And then final action, just because I have and can, dagger is coming out at Dr. Forsyth.
Bring it. Bring it.
Field's still raised, right?
Nope.
Or
it's
no?
not
He
raised.
dropped it after the last turn.
That's pretty thematic. It was a natural 1.
Yeah.
Not that it was gonna hit anyway, unless I rolled the natural 20, but like, and even
But like,
then,
if it had been a natural 1 earlier.
Yeah. Could
I
have
know,
fumbled against the
I
opportunity
know,
cost.
I know.
Yeah.
Couldn't have fumbled against the woman who could have done something about it. That is the end of her turn. Twinkle Toes.
I move an initiative to right before her.
Time to draw another arrow that I will promptly ignore. Kashak. You see Twinkle Toes goes down hard from 2 swipes of a short sword, one across each leg, and it just puts her down.
Yeah, he like darts a couple eyes over at Twinkle Toes, just no, and he's gonna try to hunted shot her again. Any cover from this angle?
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. Okay, so 2 arrows again. First one is a natural 17 for a 27.
That's a hit.
Second one is a 15. I'm rolling really good on the first arrows, which is, I guess, good, but who knows?
As long as you're hitting one of them, you know?
Yeah, usually okay. Ooh, that's really good damage. That is 16 points of piercing damage. 16 points.
Shock. You watch as any semblance of, and actually this might be pretty hard for you to judge, what might be considered civilized dueling, leaves Ralso after stab and arrow and stab hits her. More and more of her energy is drained, but she continues fighting to the last breath.
Orcish ferocity.
We have freaking orc ferocity.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
As one slash whips out across Twinkle Toes' leg, and then another, putting her on the ground. Almost seconds after, the arrow just comes in, landing in her shoulder. You hear the twang and the vibration of the shaft in her arm. And for a moment, you watch as she begins, eyes flitting up into the back of her head to fall forward. But the last second, she catches herself, stands up, eyes blood red.
Yeah, I mean, Kashak's seen, like, animals in death throes for his whole life. He's seen, you know, these creatures who are literally fighting with their basest instincts forever. I think he recognizes that now more than anything else. Just that pure animalistic tendency coming out of her. I was, like,
What you got?
very sure she had it, but I wasn't, like, entirely sure.
All half orcs do. It's an
They do?
trait.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe. I might be wrong about that.
I think it's a feat you can
Actually.
take, but I'm not
For
Will
player
is seven
characters,
minutes? Oh, there we go.
for player characters, it's a feat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's an ancestry feat.
I guess Shell just had that too.
Yeah, you took it on Shell as an ancestry feat. It's a really good ancestry feat.
It's such a good feat. It's so good.
Shock's gonna climb off the wall.
Climb down off the wall.
He's gonna climb down off the wall with his first action there, and then he's gonna stride over to the battle. So he's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay.
Can't get to 25, so he'll get to there, and he'll just kind of like give it this mean face, like this like really teeth-bared crocodile grin.
It looks definitively like a crocodile.
Mhm.
Your
Very
tail
scary.
once more following in. I guess I can just kind of
Gave
erase that.
her.
And now it's going to punch you twice. First attack coming out against your
Yeah, with
with flank
yeah,
flank. That is going to be a 26 against flat-footed. Or against
That's gonna hit, yeah.
Okay. First attack, first punch is going to do 5 points of bludgeoning. Second attack is going to be an 18 against flanking.
That hits exactly.
That hits exactly. That's going to be another 7 points of bludgeoning. As you walk up to her, you're giving this like stare down. You just feel 2 wooden fists clock you right in the back of the skull. That's the end of her turn. That moved Dr. Forsyth. Twinkle Toes is bleeding out on the ground next to you.
Yeah, first action, the doctor is going to battle medicine Twinkle Toes. So he's going to bend down and with these new advanced healer tools, bring her back essentially. I am gonna do the higher one. I'm always gonna do it unless I say otherwise. I've said that before.
Yeah.
But you get anxious about it, so you say it anyway.
Well, I do because yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Nat 20.
he doesn't want
That's
us to
a
think that
20.
he's...
Let's
Funny.
go. Can you crit this?
Yes, it doubles the healing.
Oh my god.
Wait, I think that might only be treat wounds. No, as treat wounds. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it works
yeah.
as tree wounds.
You double healing.
Oh, this is
Incredible.
Back to full HP somehow from this bandage in one
Um,
action.
It's a really nice bandage.
I do want to roll it. Well, I like to think that he's got these like syringes that he has made when people go down that he's like stabbing into people, you know,
That are
like a shot,
based, like morphine.
yeah, or like a
shot.
shot of adrenaline or something, you know,
That's
yeah.
what I meant.
Or
I
just
said morphine,
yeah,
I meant
a mix of
adrenaline.
all of the above.
Yeah,
Like,
probably a nice mix. Yeah.
it's
Nice
a
little
cocktail that just
cocktail.
gets you going.
Although to be fair, you don't want to
Six.
mix those. That's a bad thing to do.
So
Comment?
Dr. Forsyth would make
58
it work.
points of healing.
How much?
58 points of healing.
I'm back up to 39. Thank you.
Can I have some of that? Can we transfer between the
And I rolled really well on 4d8 of that. It was 4d8 plus 17. So,
Oh my god.
and when I crit on battle medicine, your wounded condition is removed.
Incredible.
Absolutely
So I
absurd.
don't even go to wounded one. I go to
Absolutely
I'm just
absurd.
normal. Incredible.
What's
I
You're
love
perfectly fine.
But you have now expended battle medicine on everybody, correct? Including your extra
I have not been battle medicine.
Kashak has not gotten battle
Okay.
medicine, but the extra use is gone, so it's only Kashak who I can do it to now.
Okay.
And the doctor, I think, is just gonna mutter to himself. He's gonna say, "Let's see a god do that." And he is going with
Wow.
It's tough to be a god.
with his second action. He is going to do devise a stratagem. I think this is to see if he realizes that we're also like had this momentary like lapse.
You could battle medicine also.
Natural 18.
Let's go.
I really appreciate you rolling a natty 18 on battle medicine for also.
Third action, he's going to use his devise a stratagem to strike out at her. So this would be 27 to hit.
27 to hit. Yeah. So you see this guard that she's put up. This like almost flurry of motion between the short sword and the dagger, just like swirling in front of her, just trying to keep everyone back, occasionally jabbing out, poking out, slashing to take down her foes. And as she turns to face Kashak, who's come barreling up, presumably claws and jaws ready to just tear
Yeah.
into her,
Yeah.
as she's turning, you just poke the tip of your sword out and poke her right in the sternum as she's distracted. And as she kind of like rests, you feel the weights of her body, of her torso, just kind of lean into you. Not really like stabbing in, you're still hitting that hard bony plate, but just kind of like pushing into you as she's falling forward. Dagger and sword clattering to the ground beside her.
Awesome.
Kashak and Dr. Forsyth, you just hear again through the coughs of blood now just echoing from her mouth, or please don't hurt her, as she just slips off the point of your blade and falls unconscious to the ground.
Yikes.
Twinkle Toes will say, "Huh?" and turn to the doll that's still
Yeah,
there.
what is
Yeah,
the construct?
what's the
Oh
the
yeah,
doll
you
do?
guys are still in initiative for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely still in initiative. This thing is still trying to kill Kashak.
Also, just in the interest of honesty, I did the math wrong. It was only 44 points of healing.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I
still
still
5
I
more
still,
than her
I still
maximum,
took
yeah.
39. So
Great. Fine. It's okay. I'll just kill Forsyth first.
No.
Dr. Forsyth, do you have one more action?
No, I'm
Are you
done.
done?
Battle Medicine, devise a stratagem, and then strike.
All right, Bastro Baltorin, what you got?
Okay. He's gonna glow a little bit, so both Twinkle Toes and Kashak get to stoke the heart, and then he's gonna stride over right next to the doll,
Okay.
and he's gonna
Like a
give,
little
some
flank bonus.
a little flank bonus.
And
to
you still
Kashak.
you're still just holding the potion in your hand.
I believe I have a scroll in my other hand too. I believe I pulled one out. I just haven't used it yet.
I will take your word on that because I'm not too worried about the rest of this combat. So,
Yeah.
it is now actually Twinkle Toes' turn.
I am going to make a quick tumble through over here, if I may.
Oh,
You can certainly try.
Cool. That's gonna be a 19 acrobatics.
This is against the reflex DC?
I believe so. Is that not gonna do it?
As you're like trying to tumble, you do like this little roll under the doll who's currently floating 5 feet up in the air. It just sinks down, and it's almost like you roll in and bonk your forehead into a metal railing, and you just kind of stumble back into your spot.
That's pretty good.
It get yeah
That's pretty good.
blocked.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm tumbling through.
Go for it. Yeah, try again.
What's your
Natural
possible?
19
Oh, I
for
think
30.
it's.
You're through this time.
Okay.
Now realizing the speed at which this thing can move itself in the air, you're able to account for it properly and make it through.
Cool. Now I have panache, and I'm gonna do a confident finisher against this.
Exceptionally
Yes!
panacked.
For a 22 to hit with
22.
flanking.
Is going to hit.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And I'm stoked.
you are stoked.
Stoked.
So stoked.
All right, that is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay, yeah. This thing hasn't been hit that much, but that is still a pretty hearty hello, if I do say so myself. What just happened to my roll 20? There we go. You said 10 points of damage?
Yes.
All right. And that's all 3 of your actions, correct?
Mhm.
As
Tumble,
it
tumble straight.
literally blocked your first tumble somehow. Anyways.
Okay.
This thing is apparently agile. Apparently.
Just blocked my exit. She just blocked my exit.
Yeah. Kashak.
He's going to turn when he sees Russell fall. He's going to turn at this creature who's been following him and snarl at it, and just like his eye slits will get very narrow as he hunts prey. And then here come 2 claw attacks. First one, natural 5. That will miss. I'm assuming. Second one,
Yes.
that's an 18 against flat-footed.
It's exactly.
Nice. Thank you, flanking from
Nice.
Bastro.
And you're stoked.
And I'm stoked. Okay, so that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of slashing damage.
9 points of slashing damage.
9 slashy
And
damage.
just being a massive, meaty claw straight through the body of this creature. Just almost shattering the torso in 2 parts as the legs go flying one direction and the head and arms another. And you watch as you do so, just this flicker of bluish black, and you almost feel this like unnatural heat spread across your palm as you're batting it away. And you watch the 2 pieces still mid-air begin to just engulf in this blue flame and turn to embers and cinder, and then eventually dissipates into the air. And we're now finally out of combat with Ralso.
Wow. All right.
Dr. Forsyth, your medical training, you wouldn't even need to roll anything. You would see that Ralso is still alive, though very, very, very much barely.
Cast
We're still going to
stabilize.
stay in initiative order
Oh, sorry.
in case there's anything anyone wants to do. If there's
No,
not, if there's
Not
not, you guys
initiative
say
related.
that no, and we're good. However,
I'm good. I do think the first thing the doctor would do would be to like stabilize her.
Yeah.
Twinkle Toes would have asked you to if you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. It is actually Dr. Forsyth's turn. So go ahead and just roll a straight up medicine.
Isn't
check.
it mine?
No.
You got
Did
moved in initiative.
Oh, right. Never mind.
It also wouldn't have been yours even if you hadn't been moved.
Yeah, I forgot that I went recently. Never mind.
You went right before Kashaku killed it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just
Forgot about
roll a
that.
straight up medicine check for me.
Okay. That's 23.
Yeah, so you were able to you see the two arrows, one under her left clavicle, the other sticking out of her right shoulder. You're able to quickly bandage those and clip the arrows without pulling them out. You know that it's going to take a little more time, and you can't do that here without a proper setup. You also are able to bandage the massive wound from Twinkle Toes on her hip, and then same deal with the arrow from Kashak that was in her knee, and finally the little pinprick point from your last strike
She's not venturing anymore.
on her sternum. You just throw in a patch of gauze and some herbal whatever, and staunch all the bleeding, stabilize her. She is again barely alive, but now no longer in threat of dying.
Yeah, I think the doctor will also say, like, we can. Do we deal with her now, or do we see what's behind this door?
I am very curious as to who she is that Rolso is protecting. Or
Well, could we also have said that I maybe moved her to this bench so she's not just laying on the ground?
So that is actually an armoire. So it is not
Oh.
it is 7 feet tall.
Okay, well then he'll say
maybe to the bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kashak, help me move her to
between
the
Kashak
bed.
and the rest of you, let me get rid of the soulbound doll that is literally non-existent.
Kashak will help.
You're all able to get her onto the bed, lying down. As you're there,
Twinkle Toes holds the hand.
Yeah, it's
yeah, the bed is even before you put her on it, it was just entirely unkempt. There's the cover is up at one corner. The pillows lack cases. This does not look. It's a very disheveled sight. Furthermore, Dr. Forsyth, as you kneel down on the bed at the bedside to administer your first aid, you kind of shove aside the journal that she was reading, that had fallen to the ground where Kashak is currently standing, actually, as she stood up for combat.
So
Can I pick that up and glean contents?
Absolutely. Does that take 10 minutes, or is that just a...
It's a feat I have. Let me see.
Oh, it's a feat you have. Okay.
Are we taking 10 minutes? Because Bastro could.
You guys tell me.
I haven't,
Bastro wants
we
to
haven't
treat
heard
wounds on
anything.
himself.
It would have taken 20 seconds to get her over there. The doctor stabilized her officially, and then moved her for the less official, flavorful help that she needed. So as the doctor is doing that, the doctor can't really do much else, unless you're taking 10 minutes.
I'm occupied.
Yeah, for the
I'm
next
occupied.
30 seconds, the doctor is occupied, but the rest of you have free reign. So tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, Bastro is definitely treating wounds on himself. Because he is wounded too.
Yeah, Kashak is still kind of in go
Okay,
mode.
so that
he's
is going to take 10 minutes. So if you guys
Right.
want to do a 10-minute thing, that's fine. I just want it to be very clear that we are taking 10 minutes right now.
Yeah, Kashak at
Or-
first will
or-
just
Wait,
kind of
let's not. Is there any way to get you out of the wounded condition without taking 10 minutes? I have
I think you have
You-
to treat wounds.
You're
the
holding
minor
a
elixir of
potion.
life. Does that do anything? No.
You have to get
No,
back to full health with magical healing.
But does it take away the wounded condition?
if you spend 10 minutes at the full health,
Yeah.
then you
Lose the wounded.
small rest and then you lose wounded. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not at full health.
To
full
lose
health,
the
though.
wounded too, you're pretty much going to have to take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Kashak
get
is
you.
also really hurt.
But do we want to open
Okay.
the door first? Before
I'll.
we even do anything?
No. We should
No.
do what we're doing first and then deal
Okay.
with that.
Alright, so Bastro will treat wounds on himself.
And I'll pass Kashak another healing potion, but this time it's a lesser.
I can also be battle medicined or treat wounded or whatever it is, but
I
If it
don't
was.
think you can. You've already been treat wounds
I have
Oh
not.
no, you haven't.
I have not.
You have not.
Well, I have treated wounds on you. I haven't battle medicined you.
I don't know the cooldowns, so and you know them better than me, so I don't know what you guys could do.
well,
It's
so-
not consumable.
From my perspective, Bastard, you still have the potion I gave you. Do you use that or give it back?
No, you can. I give it back. I don't need it.
Okay. The doctor.
Yeah.
Well, the doctor I think will say this like while he's doing like very simple stuff with Ralsto getting her back. He'll say, "If we think that there are other dangers inside this hotel, I strongly suggest we wait an hour."
An hour.
Yes. I need to be able to recreate the concoctions I use to heal people in battle.
Does that? Oh, yeah. If that takes you an hour, yeah, that sounds great. And I will look through this journal then, and I come over here and sit down with the journal at this desk.
Mechanically, what I'm saying is battle medicine has an hour cooldown for me.
Yeah.
So unless we think we're done fighting, I want to take an hour.
We can't assume that. So yeah. Can you battle medicine me now, and then like we'll start that hour cooldown. Then I'll get
yeah. Okay.
So I'll be on the same kind of countdown as everybody else.
Kashak, how much are you down?
He is
How
like,
do you feel? How do you feel?
shoulders slumped, like staring at you with like these like pinpoint eye slits. He's too prideful. He almost doesn't say anything. Like he just kind of looks past you and like is like looking around.
I am going
will
to
be
do...
like, he looks really bad, Doctor.
Yeah, pretty
really
terrible.
bad.
Pretty terrible. Yeah.
Sorry, it is general practice to ask a patient how they're feeling. I apologize, Kashak. And I'll do the DC 20 heal check. Or medicine check, excuse me.
I've never met a general practice over here. There was a major pain that I was a part of, but not much else.
Natural
General
19.
Practice, major pain. Are those commands?
Yikes, get out. That's a natty 19, which gives me a 30, which is a critical success.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Just eking it out there.
I'm just gonna put max health, but you feel free to roll it. For your own prosperity. You feel free to do what you're gonna do.
Not great on the. It's only 29 points of healing, actually.
Ooh,
I did not roll great on the 4d8, but
that's comfortable for me though. That's comfortable.
Regardless of if you're at full or not, the wounded condition is gone.
I had never had the wounded condition, but that's good to know.
Oh, okay.
If we're taking an hour, Kashak will post straight in the doorway, just not move.
So, let me just, I'm going to show this to you all now. Maybe should have done this earlier, but this is just a picture of Rolso, what she looks
Cool.
like.
She looks so sleek.
Oh, I like
So
her
sleek.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah, the suit is so cool.
Oh
got-
my god.
She's got tails.
I
She's
love
got coattails. Like,
It's
almost
cool.
full
Yeah,
length
thank goodness
coattails.
we like stabilized her, because like
Yeah, she's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
But that bandolier that she had, it literally just had daggers on it that she was just chucking rapid fire at you guys.
Yeah.
She had 4
So
daggers on
bad.
there, all of which she just like launched at you and saved the last one to do dual wield with. As
Also
she
those
was fighting
shoes.
you all.
Those shoes, though.
the wingtips, so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, but they're
Very
like
nice.
not actual wingtips. They're like
No,
the covers on the shoe covers or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like pre wingtips. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm obsessed. I want to make this outfit.
It's so weird because this entire adventure path is like written in Victorian England. But like that's just not really where the timeline is at in my head. Like that's where Paizo is going, right? They're going to like this
every time we see art for it, I'm like,
pre-industrial.
what?
They're going to this like pre-industrial world. But it's just like such a big jump from where they were to pre-industrial in 2E.
Yeah.
So I'm still wrapping my head around this concept because I'll go back and I didn't show the stream this for a very big reason in that I described it from how it was in my head. Here is the Dreaming Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks.
It looked straight out of the 1920s.
So
Yeah.
you all would have been like
1890s. maybe.
in that
1890s,
second floor
yeah.
there. The second floor of the tower is where you're at right now. If somebody were able to see in the windows, they'd be able to see right now just beyond that the second window up on the tower.
Except for
where-
it's frosted. They wouldn't
except
actually
yeah,
be.
they're all frosted.
And I mean, I love this. I love that they're progressing the timeline like this because this. I mean, what year is it in game? Like 4720 AR.
It's yes, 4720.
And like a lot of the adventure paths that like are sort of that medieval time are like way out in sort of farther areas in like 13 to 15 years ago. So
Yeah.
like this is the greatest city civilization that has ever existed on the planet, and like it's 13 years after the game started. So I love that they're like actually progressing that timeline and actually like using that the influences of what actual technology development looked like.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and by
all
no
of that's carrying briefcase.
Knowing
It's
this,
so cool.
the coming artwork is going to be much more Victorian-esque in style.
Oh, cool.
Knowing this.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that's also
We're gonna-
probably a good
It's gonna
call.
keep progressing from Paizo, yeah, and from
Yeah, and like by no means am I saying it's bad. I'm just still struggling to wrap my head around it because I
yeah.
have always pictured high fantasy, right? That's
Yeah.
just what I've
My
always
artwork
pictured.
specifically, the artwork for the stream is going to be more Victorian-esque.
Yes.
By the way, I didn't.
No, we
Paizo
understood
is
what you meant.
obviously as
We
well.
understood what you
Okay.
meant.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think we're not too far off. Dr. Forsyth looks kind of modern, more
Yeah.
modern than
He
I
does
than
look
I
really
would
Yeah,
expect.
the doctor fits the vibe.
And I feel like
For
Twinkle
sure.
Toes' ruffled shirt is more aesthetic than time period.
Absolutely.
that
It's more of a
jump, though.
choice.
That jump from medieval to Victorian is just,
It's a lot, yeah, but I love it.
I love it.
yeah, it's great. So that's Rolso. Again, now everything is just like blood soaked at this point. Though the
Yeah.
doctor is alleviating that to a degree. So you guys are spending the hour, correct? So Bastro, go ahead and roll me the treat wounds check. Twinkle Toes, go
17.
ahead and after I get that number, go ahead and talk to me about what your feat does. And
Cool.
then after that, we'll go through the rest of what Dr. Forsyth and Kashak are doing. So Bastro first.
17 on the treat wounds.
17. So that is a success, correct, for the
Yeah.
regular treat wounds? Okay, so what is the total healing on that for you?
So that's gonna be that was 8 points of healing for me, and it also takes away the treat or the
The wounded condition. Yeah.
Right.
So you were no longer
Yeah.
on death's door, which
Yep,
is nice.
I am good to go.
Very nice. Twinkle Toes, what does your feat do?
So, you are adept at quickly scanning loose papers and carefully discerning the contents of sealed letters without damaging the seal. You can attempt society checks to decipher writing on a message that is only partially glanced upside down or reversed from your perspective or even sealed. However, on a critical failure, the recipient is made aware of your efforts. For instance, you damage the seal or disturb the papers in some way. When using this feat to decipher sealed letters, you attempt to decipher writing gains the manipulate trait. This feat doesn't prevent witnesses from noticing your efforts, particularly with sealed letters, which you must manipulate directly in order to read. You might need to attempt deception or stealth checks to avoid being noticed. So it doesn't specifically apply to a
Yeah.
journal, which is not loose papers, but I'm wondering if I can use it to get anything hidden or extra from the journal, maybe.
I will let you do that.
Okay.
It's not really going to be... You are good at gleaning information from a glance, and that's what we get from you having that feat.
Yeah.
So I'll let you roll a society
Okay.
if you would like. Or you could roll a perception.
Right.
So pick
Um,
one of the two.
My perception is higher.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, this is literally just you for the entire hour, by the way, that you're going through this. Is just
Yeah.
you reading through the journal.
cool. All right.
Because it is a pretty dense journal.
I only rolled a 5, so 12.
12. Okay. So it's going to take you more time.
Yeah.
As you are going through it, you get maybe the first third or so of the way through, like skimming, scanning, looking for information. And what it seems like is just a, like, it's essentially a diary. It is a diary that she started keeping, according to her own words, at the request of Hendred Pratchett.
It is Ralso's, though.
It is Rolso's diary.
Okay.
It is Rolso's diary. She at the beginning makes a mention like Hendred said I should start a journal or a diary. It might help me with getting over it. And you go through it, and there's like a little bit of a twinge because it seems like at the beginning it's a mixture between like writing just what she's been doing to help Hendred, but also making a documentation of things to try to blackmail Hendred with.
Oh.
But there's also just a bunch of mix in about her life where she's like, you know, today I thought about XYZ. Just stuff that happens to her. And we will we'll have a conversation after the session about
Okay, cool.
what you've gotten from that so far. And
Okay.
you're more than welcome to share as much or as little of that as you want. However, as you're flipping through it, there is one thing that does stand out, because as you are flipping through the journal, you notice that what you had thought had been a bookmark
Is a tongue.
turned out to be... Do I have the handout? Oh, it would be really sad if I don't have the handout ready to go. A loose slip of paper signed
Okay.
with a wax seal.
Bookmark.
Uh-oh.
Do I recognize the seal?
You can just go ahead and look at your Roll20 screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think you'll recognize the seal.
Oh! Oh! Great.
These fucking guys.
So it says, R. Got a job
Rosa.
if you're interested. Big money in plain sight. Strike while the streets are soaked with tourists. We need a Jimmy. You in? Question mark.
From the Copper Hand.
Do you read this out loud?
When I come across it, I'll say, hey, I found a thing. And I'll pass it over to Baxter, who's right next to me.
Yeah, Baxter will read it. Can he recall knowledge on what a Jimmy is?
Thank
Like
you.
if that's like in reference to something?
Roll society.
Like, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, that's not bad.
Can I do that as well, or is that a one person?
You can try to aid. Certainly.
Okay.
I believe that is a.
Wait.
Wait for the aid. Wait for the aid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
hold on,
donate.
Hold on.
I
You
don't.
do not aid?
I
Okay,
donate.
what's the total?
23.
23?
Cool,
Yeah. Bastro, this isn't necessarily something that is strictly related to Absalom, but at some point you've come across some unsavory types. You would know that generally on heist jobs, specifically, there would be roles assigned to each member on a heist job. Jimmy being somebody who picks locks.
Okay. It sounded like that, yeah. Like Jimmy
So-
Lock.
From this, you would glean that whoever sent this message is looking to pull off a heist of some variety, and they need somebody to pick locks.
And they think Ralso is the person to do that.
And for some
Yeah, I
reason,
feel like this-
R could be someone other than Ralso.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like this is in reference to the heist, like when they stole all that money from the games. That one
Twinkle
time.
Toes,
might be
based,
right.
based off of your cross-reference, you would find that this was addressed to Rolso.
Got
Oh.
a job if you're interested. Are you in? Like
Yeah.
they have a relationship with
And
her also.
and
Yeah.
Rolso
We
would
could
have like a
found
note.
the note somewhere else. I don't know.
Just to another R.
I
Well,
really.
Rolso
I-
has
I-
like an entry that just says like, they asked me to join in on another job. I was out of the game for a while. I don't know why they're contacting me.
So I see that and I'll be like, no, it was definitely. Yeah, this was to her. I was wrong.
Okay. Is that all we get from the journal?
Twinkle Toes will get more, but it's too much
That's
right
all.
now
right
to
That's all that we
to
all
go
do,
through.
yeah. Okay.
And none of it is like pertinent specifically to. That's incorrect. You recognize
Not important at the moment.
the
Yeah.
descriptions of some of the people. It looks like she was the one that was building the traps in this place.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
Under
sorry, Ben. What does that imply? What's implied with that statement? Do you have an?
We don't know
Jack,
anything
do
yet.
you-
We don't know anything
Jack,
yet.
please let me
Yeah.
finish.
Mhm.
Pratchett was designing traps that she would build.
Ah.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry.
Can I get something?
And so you actually read an entry like that she actually picked up a set of masterwork thieves tools to be able to put together these traps. You see like the entry saying, I got the new tools today. Higher quality than the ones I had before.
We should find those.
Yeah.
Furthermore,
Sure.
Like on her body.
furthermore, you see, and you haven't gotten very far, but you see one or two descriptions that match the descriptions saying like so and so guests stayed in so and so room. They've been disposed of, and they match the descriptions of at least two of the list of missing persons that you have gotten so far.
We gotta talk to Desmond about this pretty quickly. Desmond and Isabella about this pretty soon.
Yeah.
Can we loot her body? Can we take her stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I go look in that armoire? Also?
Absolutely.
But the doctor this whole time is just like sitting at the head of the bed, like making his like concoctions and syringes for battle
Yeah.
medicine. He's spending the whole time doing that, so he's totally distracted from what's going on.
Anyone who is looking around and looting things, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Natural 19!
Hey,
Yeah, that'll be good enough, regardless of whatever your
I think
bonus is.
Bastro is
Yeah,
gonna
26.
detect magic in the room.
26?
There is magic, Basro.
There is.
There is magic.
Oh, boy.
So on Rolsa's person, you find a little like belt pouch that is filled with caltrops or caltrops. You find the dagger and the short sword that she was using. You also find two other daggers that she had thrown throughout the various fight. You find what looks to be a potion, a ring. She actually had two short swords. Sorry. And she's wearing studded leather armor under the shirt. The
Super
like,
awesome
yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
Bastra, can you identify that ring?
Sure. What
Maybe the potion too?
should I roll?
What do I find in the armoire?
You just find clothes.
I don't find the thieves' tools in there.
Oh, she had the thieves' tools on her. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you. They are masterwork thieves' tools that she.
So I want
she has on
to
her.
identify that ring.
I was-
Do I find anything in like the desk drawers or like anything of interest in any of these three?
It doesn't look like she actually has that much. She has like two sets of clothes and the suit, and then the things that she was using to fight with.
Are the clothes that are in here like as fancy as this suit?
Not even close.
Dang.
They look like street clothes, like lower class street clothes. And you would know.
Do they
that
look
she-
like hers?
They do look like hers because you would know. She mentions at some point she's from the Puddles, and they look
Yeah.
like she is from the streets of the Puddles. And these were the clothes she had whenever Hendred picked her up, and
Okay.
he got her a nice suit to wear while she was working.
Really nice suit though.
It is a pretty solid suit. Sorry, her
Twinkle Toes is feeling very conflicted right now, by the way.
her inventory is in like 3 different places. The things that you find. So just give me 2 seconds.
Who took the masterwork thieves tools?
Who could use them? Who has a decent thievery?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Twinkle Toes makes the
Twinkle
most
Toes is the
sense.
only person.
Probably.
Yeah,
So-
I have a +9 to thievery, so I'll take it.
They're yours.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go over the whole list again. I'm gonna go over the whole list again just to make
Yep.
sure. 2 short swords,
Yep.
3 daggers,
Okay.
a set of caltrops,
Yep.
a potion unidentified, a
Yep.
ring unidentified,
Yep.
studded leather armor,
Yep.
masterwork thieves tools, and a key ring.
Key ring.
Knee ring.
And the key
That
ring
sounds important.
the key ring appears to have a lot of keys.
That
Like a
makes sense.
lot a lot of key, like
Like
Are there
many
ways
keys.
to distinguish the keys?
Like a whole 2 levels
Are
of a
there a lot
hotel
of
worth of
keys?
keys.
Almost like she potentially has keys to every door. I don't know,
Has
in this
every
building.
single key to every door
Um,
in this building. Yeah.
The keys to the place.
Kashak will take
Are there
those.
ways
He was...
to distinguish the keys?
All of
from
the keys
each
are
other?
different, yeah, but like they don't mean anything to you. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Kashak will take the key ring just because he's doing the perception checks and the door opening stuff, so might as well. The potion and the ring are probably what you're detecting magic on, but some of the short sword and daggers might be magical also. So we can do that.
Yeah.
And we care about the caltrops. Maybe we really want those.
What are caltrops again? I don't remember.
You can,
Something you like throw on the ground, and I think it makes it like difficult terrain or makes you bleed or something.
you can
Yes.
scatter them with one action, and then the first creature that moves into that square has to pass an acrobatics check or take damage. By
I'll
stepping
take
into
them.
that.
and they are
Sure.
I'll take
also
'em.
considered difficult terrain. So not only do they have to pass a reflex check to not take damage, they have to treat
It's
it as
difficult
difficult
terrain.
terrain.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay. As part of the hour, can we do some identify checks? On
Uh,
these
Yeah.
Let's see. Baxter already took 10 minutes to do the treat wounds. Dr.
Right.
Forsyth can also do some stuff. I don't know if he's able to identify
No,
magic or
I
anything.
can't.
Perception.
I'm out for the whole hour. It's kind of a flavor
Non-dice thing.
Okay.
choice.
Yeah.
But to like get all the battle medicine back, I'm saying he's spending the hour like literally like remaking
surges.
these. Yeah.
So Twinkletoes is spending the entire time reading. So you're reading Twinkletoes.
Me and
Bastro,
Bastro.
you make one quick check. You spend the first 10 minutes after going through, and you can tell based off of your experience that only the potion and the ring are magical. The short
Okay.
swords and daggers and armor are not.
Alright.
There aren't any runes or anything on any of those. So that was like the first 10 minutes, so you're now 20 minutes of activity accounted for. Minute 20 to 30, you can roll one item. 30 to 40, you can roll another one.
Okay, so I'll just do both then. So first item is gonna be the ring.
Okay.
Is that what should I roll for that?
You're going to be rolling your religion.
Religion. Okay.
It's your spellcasting tradition skill, like whatever your.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be called knowledge. Oh, that's pretty good. Natural 16 for a 22.
22. That is good enough. You said the ring, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That is good enough to identify a ring of discretion.
Oh.
So-
What?
This ring magically conceals any armor and sheathed weapons you're wearing by either turning them invisible or creating the illusion of ordinary clothes.
Oh
So as
my
you
God.
pull
What?
as you pull those
That's
off,
cool.
you see like the bulge of her armor that is under her current shirt just like puff out.
What?
As soon as you wield the weapon, however, the weapons and armor are no longer concealed. So once you like make a threatening action or draw the weapons, they're no longer concealed.
Your armor too?
Yeah, you just look like you're wearing.
no,
normal
not the
clothes.
armor, just the weapons.
That's
Just the weapons.
Okay.
Wait,
It's so cool.
magically conceals any armor and sheathed weapons you're
Oh, it
wearing,
is armor.
turning them invisible.
Right, but when you draw a weapon, it only reveals the weapon. It does not reveal the armor.
Ah.
Yeah, so once you unsheath,
That's pretty cool.
as soon as you wield a weapon, the weapon becomes obvious to onlookers and is no longer affected by the ring until you sheathe the weapon for at least 1 minute. A creature can disbelieve this illusion by seeking or anytime it hits you with an attack.
Who wants
Want it. I want it. I want it.
Who
Yeah,
benefits
I
the
mean,
most from it?
Me.
There you go, Twinkle Toes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it makes the most sense on Twinkletoes. It really does.
Sorry.
Good to have your
Cool.
face not exactly portraying that much. Anyway.
I mean,
yeah, that works.
Kashak could also use it too. But
I don't think it's very useful on
Because
him.
nobody's
He-
looking closely at the giant lizard guy.
He
Yeah.
looks like a weapon anyway. Like everyone's gonna be scared
So,
of him. no
yeah,
matter
he
what.
puts it on and his claws just
Yeah.
Yeah, like he doesn't. He's not
Manicure
gonna
nails.
look. He's not gonna look less scary or threatening. But like Twinkle Toes could just pass as a normal halfling like citizen, and then
Yeah.
be a dangerous warrior.
And
And
she
it-
does regularly.
Yeah, exactly. So
It sounds like something the doctor would like if he was any use in combat, like offensively. But since I'm not, it makes no sense for me to have it.
Go ahead and roll for the
Potion.
The potion, yeah.
Oh, 18 for a 24.
It was a great roll for such a basic potion. It's just a lesser healing potion. Or excuse me,
Dude, a lesser?
it's a lesser, yes.
That's
still good.
huge.
Yeah.
Lessers are awesome.
And
Lesser
that's,
healing potion.
everybody, is where we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us as we just, slogged through that combat, and then we get through some of the loot here afterwards. We're going to find out what they do with both the journal information and whatever is behind this door coming up soon. We'll see you back here at 8:40 in 12 minutes,
Don't go
8:40
anywhere.
Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. So, as I'm sure many of my players will be quick to corroborate, I don't have to do this. I will admit I made a mistake.
Interesting.
Oh.
What's happening here?
Will never admits nothing.
So,
Already?
as I mentioned briefly before we took our break, Ralso is split up across about 3 pages.
Yeah.
And they're not in the same section of the book. Her main stat line and her backstory is in one section, and that has all of her inventory. And then, like, the fight and the room and everything is across 2 other pages in the chapter of the book that we're currently in. So I missed something. It actually takes an hour to read through the journal. Specifically says an hour to read through the journal. Which means that, Twinkletoes, you get all of the information.
Now, more information.
I will give you a brief synopsis of everything that is important. You are more than welcome to ask questions now or at a later date if you have more specific information, and then I will also, for the players' purposes, I will copy everything down and post it so that you have everything. Again, if Twinkletoes chooses to share.
Cool.
So, to start off, I will go through all of the major themes, and then I will do a quick synopsis of her personal backstory. Because again, this is a mixture of a daily journal and then, like, life reflections. So, there's a lot that's in this journal. Again, it seems like it started off because of Hendrid's urgings that she keep a journal to kind of keep herself collected. It's initially started that way, but Ralso herself had an ulterior motive. When she did start it, she was trying to collect information to blackmail Hendrid with. But as time goes on, she seems to become more and more loyal to Hendrid. And eventually getting to the point where her loyalty to Hendrid Pratchett was absolute, and that she was only keeping the journal to ease her mind about all of the terrible things that she was doing for him. The next thing would be the note. It is in one of the most recent entries where that loose note was placed out. But while the note itself is cryptic, she has deciphered it to the best of her ability using whatever code language or coded words that they might have used. From the best of Ralso's interpretation, and these are her words. I've told them I'm out of the game, but still the Copper Hand comes calling. Using the Radiant Parade as a cover for a bank job is clever, but no way am I getting involved with that lot again.
With the Radiant Parade?
And we can go over that in a second. Just write down everything that you want to ask a question about now, because I'm just going to try to get through this.
Okay.
Next up, many of the entries involve descriptions of the traps and the rooms that did successfully kill people. In so much that you have a pretty accurate description of about 60% of the missing persons list and how they died. Many of them you've already seen. There are also a variety of murders that she is unfamiliar with. Things that she did not directly contribute to. So again, about that other...
Ralso did not?
That Ralso did not. That other 40% or so, no idea. Let's see, that's the note, that's that. As far as Ralso's personal history, Ralso was an orphan of the Puddles, and at a very young age was forced to take care of her sister by the name of Cora, Cora. who was barely out of infancy at the time that they were orphaned. Being impoverished orphans that they were, it was difficult for them to scrape together a living. And with few options, Ralso embraced a life of crime. Deciding to take what she needed from the corrupt city around her that so casually discarded her and her family. Though what had started as necessity had turned her hard and merciless, she began to commit murders, slitting the throats of people simply to take their things. Twinkle Toes, go ahead and roll society for me real quick.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yo.
As you go through her kind of her recollections, you would actually recognize this to be the deeds of a moniker that she used, of Little Green Menace. As she was going about and like murdering people, petty theft, everything, just to do what she could to survive. This would have been something that was going on for like the very late end of the time that you were in Absalom.
Murdering people, petty theft, just what you need to survive.
Yeah.
That's what she considered necessary to survive. But through all of that, and despite her dangerous predilections, she never lost affection for her little sister, who eventually she had earned enough money to put up in a tenement building under the care of... it was basically a local couple that she was paying to feed and house her little sister while Ralso was going out and committing crime, basically.
Haunting. Okay.
And this went on for several years. They both grew up a little bit, it seems like. And eventually, she was caught by some of the Lotus Guard in the Petal District.
Ralso
was caught while she was burgling a haberdashery in the Petal District. She was sentenced to 5 years in the Brine, the prison that you all are familiar with, in the Puddles.
Yep.
But despite the grim conditions, she refused to die. This sense of duty to her sister persisting and keeping her going through all of that. Eventually, she was released from her 5-year sentence, only to discover something terrible.
Oh, no.
The couple that she had been paying to care for her sister had developed a drug habit, which was fueled by the money that Ralso had sent them. And
Poor Cora.
Eventually, they had completely neglected Cora altogether. Being locked in her bedroom, the child unfortunately starved to death less than a year after Ralso had began her prison sentence.
Oh.
Upon finding this, Ralso, in a rage, killed the couple, gathered the sister's belongings, what few that she had, and fled into the city. Though her reputation was relatively high with many of the local gangs, she didn't really have any interest in being part of organized crime, seeing that as the avenue that had allowed the neglect of her sister. She drifted through the various districts of Absalom for months, and she continued with petty crime, though she didn't join any organized gangs, and she stopped killing people. She would just do muggings, pickpocketings, petty theft. Until one day, she attempted to mug a well-dressed and strangely charming traveler named Hendred Pratchett. He caught her in the acts, but instead of reporting her, he took pity on her. And something about his manner broke through her shell of grief. Soon, Ralso found herself spilling out her entire life story, and to her surprise, instead of recoiling, Pratchett offered her a job. He'd come to Absalom to do something grand, and he had needed an associate with her particular skills. Ralso accepted, and under Pratchett's gentle encouragement, she began to reopen her connections with the various fences and gangs throughout the city, which is how Pratchett got connected with the House of the Plains. Eventually, Pratchett revealed his designs for the murderous nature and sinister plans of the Dreaming Palace. But at this point, it had barely fazed Ralso after everything that she had done.
So the Dreaming Palace was always designed to be
A murder pit.
what it is.
A murder
Seems
house, yeah.
as though it had been. Despite the personal tragedies that had left deep psychological scars on her, she didn't actually enjoy Pratchett's love for murder or even share it, and had no particular desire to participate directly. She would still build the traps and designs that Pratchett set out for her, but never herself directly took lives with her own hands. For Ralso, it seems like working at the hotel is primarily about keeping Pratchett happy and basking in his praise and familiar affection. But in the months since the hotel opened, she also discovered a previously unknown passion, one that he had not told her about, for voyeurism.
Oh.
And she spends as much time as possible hiding in the hotel's secret observation chambers to spy on the guests' private moments.
That was the eye holes.
Yeah.
Though she hasn't talked about it with Pratchett, Ralso writes in her diary that the appeal lies both in the thrill of observing what people keep hidden and the chance to disassociate from her own sordid life. The chance, in other words, to fantasize about being an ordinary person. She remains haunted by the death of her sister, both figuratively and literally. Her twisted desire to relieve some elements of happier times has led Ralso to embrace the two soul-bound dolls as familial stand-ins. Pratchett had commissioned the dolls for her, both powered by the souls of other people, but crudely modeled on what details of Cora Pratchett could learn.
Oh, we were right about the sister thing then.
So they're both supposed to kind of look like what he guessed
Cora.
sister to look like. Gotcha.
Furthermore, Ralso also stores Cora's personal effects in the attic of her tower in the Dreaming Palace.
In the attic of the tower, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
But it seems like something has happened in the past few months. She's heard the voice of her sister
Oh, damn it.
coming down from the attic above.
Her. That's the her she must have been talking about.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight a frickin' ghost or something.
No. Sweetness.
And while she will
Sweetness.
will
Wrong game,
always maintain her affection, she has, as of yet, been unable to face her sister. And she has not yet, since she began hearing the voices, opened the door.
Ah, man.
That's what her was. Okay.
Well, I guess we know where we gotta go next.
Hold on, Pickletoes hasn't shared any of this yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were reading it out loud.
No,
Twinkletoes is the only one who knows
No,
this.
she's sitting in the corner poring over this, and yeah, she showed you the note from the copper hand, but she's like, after she like gave that to you, she turned back to the journal and is just absorbing it. And once she's done, she'll like close it and she'll be like, Well, we have a very complicated woman lying before us right now. There might be a ghost upstairs.
A ghost.
Yeah.
What do you mean by might be?
So I mean, I don't know what it is upstairs, but she seems to think it's her dead sister.
Has anybody here faced fought a ghost before? Has anyone got any experience dealing with ghosts?
I'm not positive that it is her sister, but Rolso seems to think that it was her voice that she heard, but like her sister died a long time ago, so it could just be her imagination. I don't know.
She did not seem to be in her right mind, but if there is something otherworldly here, we need to be very careful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Twinkletoes, did anywhere in there mention anything about what might be behind that door? And he like sort of gestures towards the closet.
I think. I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I assume that that's how we get up to the attic where said ghost thingy is. Just going out on a limb there, though. Should I check?
First, I think we should tie Ralso up, because if we are going to continue exploring and dealing with whatever horrors might be here, we can't have her getting up and running away. We need her to stay here.
Absolutely, yeah. Should
I
we
can
put her
take-
in the armoire?
I can take care of just tying her to the bed, I believe. And then
Shove her in an armoire?
Yeah.
he'll take out a rope from like his pack and he'll start kind of fastening her to the bed frame.
Sure. Go ahead and roll survival for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if Pratchett walks in, he's gonna see her, but he'll also see a bunch of blood
15.
everywhere, right?
Okay.
So, never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
You feel pretty sure that she, in her weakened state, if she does manage to wake up before you get back to her, without weapons, without anything else, and very weakened, probably won't be able to escape.
Okay.
You feel pretty confident about that.
Twinkletoes does raise an interesting point, though, about what if Pratchett is not either, wherever we might be going next. What if he's not there and does find her? I mean, should we bar the door as well if this is a staircase or something somewhere else?
Yeah, Twinkletoes is gonna come over here and try really, really hard to push this desk in front of the door.
Roll strength.
First, Kashak will spend as much time as he needs to find the right key for this room and lock it from the inside.
We should still do both, though, I think.
Exactly.
I mostly just want to see if I can actually move this.
Roll a strength check. It takes you like a minute, maybe 45
I
seconds.
got a
to find
natural
the key.
18 on my strength.
For a total of
18. For 18.
18. Rolled an
With a 10
18 for a
strength.
total of 18. Yeah. It takes you like 20, 30 seconds of just pushing, but once you actually get it moving, you're eventually able to get it up against the wall and up against the door.
So Kashak is
I turn to the other guys like,
Kashak is like hunched over with these tiny keys in his big hands, like figuring out which one goes in the door, locks the door, and then he just turns and sees the desk moving itself.
we can't see her.
And then he looks over the top and he sees the smallest person that he hangs out with moving the desk, and he's like, I feel like we should have been on opposite sides of this task. I feel like we did things sort of backwards here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I did a great job.
Yes, you did.
You just see like sweat dripping out, and the front of the little shelf there is just covered in sweat all along the side of it. She's not the
feels
strongest
really
halfling
confident.
by any means. She's dexterous, but not strong.
So that's our full hour, right?
That is your full hour.
I see nothing to do other than crack open this door.
Let me see here. Who's got the highest perception check?
+9.
Probably me. I have a +10.
And then you.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. Forsyth.
Okay. 24.
24. Okay. As you're going about this, and maybe just a little bit after, like maybe a minute after Twinkle Toes has this conversation about the sister being up in the attic, you hear a faint, very, very faint, you're not even sure it's real, but almost like the whisper on a breeze coming out from under the door. Just says, "Why did you abandon me?"
That's it?
That's it.
The doctor will pause for a moment and see if anyone else heard that.
It was barely audible to you.
Yeah. I actually don't know.
Nobody else looks like they recognize anything going on.
I think he'll go, Twinkle Toes, did you hear that?
What? No. I'm assuming no.
And I think he puts a hand on Kashak's shoulder as Kashak's about to open or listen or something at the door. He's just gonna go, there is whatever this ghost Rolso was referring to. There's something in there. I just heard it say, ask why she abandoned, or why you abandoned me. There is something we are about to be facing. We should go very cautiously.
Oh, do we want to? I mean, what's the point?
We need to. These missing people. We need to find.
I pick up the journal and I'm like, oh, by the way, accounted for 60% of them.
Wow.
As
right.
very much dead.
They're very dead.
Oh. That's less good.
We know what
Well,
happened to them.
That is still good news. We need to continue searching this place, but I think we also need to find Pratchett. He is clearly up to no good.
You make a good point, Doctor. Yes.
There's still a chance that he's upstairs with whatever it is that's going on up here. If he's responsible for as much of this as we say, he could be in any room, and I think we just need to clear out as much as possible. We can't just allow something like this to exist. We have to prevent it from doing any more harm or infecting anybody else.
Twinkle Toes opens the door.
Yep. Time.
It is unlocked. And as you open it, go to the map.
Stairs is...
Is that a staircase?
See a very, very steep staircase going
Up?
virtually straight up.
Okay. Here we go.
Twinkle Toes starts climbing it like a ladder.
What is the order that you're going in?
This one, I think. Kashak's definitely first.
Kashak, Twinkle Toes.
Do you want to be in the middle? I don't mind going last. Unless you want to be last. Okay.
I'll be in the middle.
And Kashak will have bow in his left hand, and then sort of using his right to climb the stairs, but he can probably manage. He pictured a ladder for some reason.
You crest the top of the steps as they catty corner off to the right there. If you can all see that.
Are those cages?
These narrow wooden stairs lead up to this cramped, slope-ceilinged attic. Small, empty wire cages line the walls, several containing the desiccated corpses of crows. The only light comes from a row of 6-inch holes cut in the eastern wall above a matching row of small wooden perches. And Kashak,
Me.
as you round this corner here, you see a small figure
Oh no.
step out from behind one of the cages to the north. If I could actually get it to the token layer. You see this little skeletal
What?
figure. It
Ah.
looks almost like
Got Cubone.
a
Like a Cubone.
The little Pokemon.
in this tattered blue dress,
Oh, I've seen artwork of this before. It's
carrying
so
a stuffed
fucking scary.
rabbit that walks slowly out, its eyeless sockets staring at you.
As soon as he sees it, arrow knocked and fully pulled. He's trigger ready.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say you already had your bow ready to go.
I
He
did say
did.
that.
Did
Did
you?
say that.
I said,
Yeah,
oh,
he
I
said
said-
one
Okay.
one hand had it
Yeah,
and the
bow
other
and
was
left.
helping him
Yeah.
climb.
And as you're loosing these arrows at it,
He's not loosing. He's just holding. He's holding at full extension.
you just hear, "Did I do something wrong, sister? What did I do to make you leave?" And it's just like its skull is cocked, and it's just like clutching this this stuffed rabbit to its chest.
Those are something here. It's.
Can I recall knowledge on it? Can I see it?
If you poke your head around, you can roll a religion.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yo.
That's a 25.
25. Twinkle Toes, as you do this, as you're like getting a closer look and sticking your head around the corner here, you just hear disembodied voices all around the room, seemingly coming from any and every direction around you, that just begin to weep. You just hear sobbing, crying, coming from all throughout the room as you stare upon this attic whisperer.
Called an attic whisperer.
This is a creature that is animated by loneliness and
Oh.
embittered spirits that cling to the material world.
Right.
Often in the body made of bits and pieces of fragments of
They're
lost
living.
childhood.
Great.
They are
So
most...
it's not Cora. It's a spirit and like animated to be like her or
You
like
don't
maybe pieces of her.
specifically know.
Okay.
You don't specifically know.
Even though it's natural 20. Okay.
I mean, you
Like
know,
whose bones are those?
it seems like an amalgamation of bones.
Okay.
None of the
Okay.
bones seem like a singular creature, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, you would know that attic whisperers tend to be the lingering essence of something.
Okay.
You can make an assumption that it's Cora. You don't know. That's
It
what I
also
meant by
could be
that.
like it might be all of the guests that have died here sort of like together. Like
Yeah, it's sort of. There are a lot of different things. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it is
I'll be
very
like-
clearly wearing this like tattered blue dress and clutching this stuffed rabbit. And it's just like, again, looking at you two, head cocked.
do I know whether they're dangerous?
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Okay, okay.
Little Doze, I have a shot lined up. I can take it right now.
Take it.
Fires.
That's an attic whisperer.
Roll to hit and then roll for initiative.
All of us?
We're
Well-
back at it.
And then obviously with the free action before he does, he'll say something. He'll say, taking the shot, and then you'll hear that like there's combat going on for my scout's warning to activate. So +2 to initiative check.
Amazing. Would mine be perception or religion?
It would still be perception.
Okay. Lit.
Yeah, you weren't taking a downtime activity. It was just a single action, or not a downtime, an exploration activity that would
Okay.
change your initiative roll. It's just an overall.
Just to check.
Okay, Kashak,
I had a 14 initiative.
Dr. Forsyth,
25.
Wow.
Bastra,
24.
Twinkletos.
27.
Yo.
Wow.
With people here.
I rolled a natural 18. This die is doing it for me tonight. Knock on wood.
That's good.
And
Let's hope it continues.
Kashak, your roll to hit.
19.
Yeah, the arrow just goes whizzes by. It looks like it's gonna be on target,
It's too small.
but you just watch as it seems to like barely move with little effort. The arrow just goes through or around or to the side
Yeah.
of the creature. You're not really sure.
Not fought one of these before. Doesn't know where to place the arrow.
Yeah, it's freaky, dude. It is freaky.
I like to picture, since Kashak is a precision ranger, he's looking for all of like the most like chinks in the armor, organs and stuff like that. So when he misses, it's like he tried to overcorrect too much. Like he was shooting for too small of a window and just a little bit to the left. So just like sails right past him.
And as you loose this arrow, and it seemingly just grazes past, burying itself into the floor behind this creature, the voices that you were hearing, these disembodied sobbings, just become loud wails of anguish reverberating in your ears. Just for reference, any space that is next to a wall in here, those spaces are considered, they're low ceilings. This is like the roof of the tower. So any space that's directly next to a wall, if you're a medium creature, you are clumsy 1 as long as you were in that space.
Okay.
Not these center 9 ones here.
Not if as long as you're not adjacent to a wall, you're fine. But also, Twinkle Toes, are you small or medium?
I'm small.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter for you
It
anyway.
doesn't matter for me, but I just meant for
yeah.
my boys.
If you are adjacent to a wall, so the center 9 do not count, as she mentioned. You are clumsy 1. It doesn't include the stairwell here, but as soon as you pop up into this, if you were to pop up into this square,
Gotcha.
that would count. Speaking of which, it is now this creature's turn.
Wow.
rolled higher than
really?
a 27?
Dang.
It is
Think it's
going before you
no
in initiative.
joke.
Wow.
Think it's no joke.
Shit, Cora.
Wow. Okay.
What a legend.
So you
Well,
see
legend.
that it like its arms just like fall to its sides and it drops the rabbit. Its head still cocked.
Oh no.
The jaws just soundlessly open up,
Oh,
and then it
God.
just
Great.
begins running at you. It just runs up to here, and it is going to try to. Oh, sorry. As it gets close to you, I need both Kashak and Twinkle Toes to roll
Will?
me a will save. The
Is-
wails that had already gotten loud now are just crushing your consciousness.
22.
22.
I'm gonna hero point my 4 on the die.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. 19.
Twinkle Toes, you're alright. You're able to repel, or at least stave off the effects of the wails, the chorus of these disembodied voices that are crying out. Kashak. You are stupefied 1.
Oh no. I don't think that actually does much for me, but that's cool.
I guessed, but I don't know what stupefied does.
Status penalty to all my mental checks and DCs, including will. If it has more things that affect my will save, that would suck. But that's about it.
It's going to attempt to bite you, Kashak.
Okay.
It's a 19.
That is a miss.
It's a miss. Okay.
What does clumsy do?
You aren't clumsy
You're
yet.
not clumsy.
Yeah,
I'm not clumsy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're still in
that
the
is,
stairwell.
The spot where
That is-
Cora is.
because
where
that okay. Then that misses.
And then the hand is gonna come out. Try to claw you. Oof. Oof. Yeah, it's 26 to hit on the claw.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
So this bony claw just comes raking across your chest. Oh gosh. That is going to be 11 points of negative damage.
Okay.
Negative damage. Ah.
What does that mean?
And I need you to roll a will save.
There it is.
Just a type of damage, like piercing or bludgeoning. Or...
Uh-oh.
Yes, Kashak.
12. 12.
Okay.
That's not good.
Kashak. You feel the breath sucked out of your mouth. You feel the wind. Not as if you're exhaling, but as if something is suctioning the breath out of your lungs as you are left gasping for air. And all of a sudden, in the cacophony of voices around you, both Twinkletoes and Kashak, you hear Kashak's voice wailing in harmony.
It stole my voice.
What?
Kashak, you are unable to speak.
It stole my voice.
And now, once
God,
more it
what?
speaks.
He doesn't want much, just your voice.
The creature speaks again, this time in Kashak's voice,
Oh my
Oh.
saying, I'm gonna type this to you, and Kashak, I need you to say this for me.
Good stuff. You want to do an impression of me?
That's
Wow.
Man, I like my voice. I want to keep it. I don't want it to have it. It's gonna misuse it. I don't appreciate this. I'm not a fan of this.
Gonna try to
If you
trick
could say
everybody
this
else.
like a ghostly Kashak, that'd be great.
Where are you sending this to me?
It's
in
in
the
Roll20.
messages.
In Roll20.
Why did you leave me? I just wanted to play.
Oh, I didn't like that.
I hated that.
Kashak is
I mean, it was great, but I hated it.
Yeah.
unable to speak.
Huh.
Jack, you're not able to speak.
True.
That is the end of its turn. It is now Twinkletoes.
I would like to tumble through.
Go ahead and roll.
22.
Unfortunately, you are unable to make it through.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
This thing,
Okay.
just the cacophony is breaking your concentration, and this thing is like a relatively nimble creature covering a small space in a small room.
Yeah. I gotta
Unable to
try
get
it
through.
again. I need to make room for my buddies behind me. That's gonna be a 26.
That'll get through.
Okay.
That will get you through.
And I get panache.
Panache.
Gosh.
Panache
panache.
achieved.
I am going to make a confident finisher strike with my third
Ooh.
action.
Actually, Bastra, I'm also going to need you to roll me a will save. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was not considering the change in map there. You
So
also
I
hear-
believe this space is the same space as this one. So Bastro would be one further back.
Is that true?
it is not.
It's not?
Can we just put them like in the ether here for the spaces that they're on?
Yeah,
like
those
here?
are individual spaces.
Yeah.
This space goes up to this space, that goes up to this space, that goes.
That doesn't make sense, like geometry-wise, though.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, Bastro would be here.
Bastro
But
be
Bastro,
here.
yeah. But this then, in that case, would still be within the range.
But
so he
still-
still
okay.
needs to roll me
Cool.
a check.
Got an 18.
Yeah. You are also stupefied one.
Well, I'm over here now.
That's true.
And
Dumb.
Dr. Forsyth and Bastro, you hear these wails begin to start, and then they just grow to almost an unbearable level. Bastro, it is racking your mind now as it gets closer. And again, you hear, after a few moments, the voice of Kashak crying and speaking out now in these tones as well.
Well, I'm gonna make my confident finisher attack now.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
On Kashora.
I'd love to see you try.
Sure.
That's a 26 to hit.
26
On
to hit.
flat-footed.
Oh.
On flat-footed.
On flat-footed.
That is a hit.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not stoked, though.
Not even a little bit.
Pretty unstoked.
That's still gonna be 10 points of damage, though.
Okay, all right. 10 points of damage coming through as you strike into the bony form of this creature, and you feel cracks and splinters as shards of bone come tumbling off. Is that the last of your turn?
It is.
Okay. The end of.
Ooh, nice token choice.
Thank you. Trying to scream, but cannot.
The end of Twinkletoe's turn is the beginning of Dr. Forsyth's. What would you like to do?
I can't move through this spot right here.
Yeah,
Correct.
this is a wall, correct?
Oh man.
What does hold and delay look like in second edition?
You can hold an action, so saying you're doing an action, you can spend 2 actions to set a trigger
Spend 2 action
You
to
to
hold
do a
one
action thing.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
ready.
Delay just
And then-
means that you'll move in the initiative order if you want to.
Right.
Just
Okay.
like-
So yeah. Delay, you just as a free action, you remove from the initiative, and then when another creature's turn ends, you could insert yourself if you wanted.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to here. No, I'm just gonna delay. I'm just gonna delay my whole turn. Just gonna
Okay.
delay my whole turn.
I hate this, but I'm really screwing you guys up by being in this doorway. So
Bastro, it is your turn.
Oh boy, Bastro is stupefied, and stupefied is not good for spellcasters.
yeah, it's pretty terrible.
So
It's almost
I'm getting-
impossible to concentrate as you just hear the weight of the screaming and the wailing press upon your brain.
Astro is going to
You-
stride and tumble through. Is that 2 actions to do that?
A tumble through
Correct.
is a separate action, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, he's gonna attempt to tumble through this bony guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll acrobatics.
21. I don't think that hits it.
Doesn't get
Nope.
through.
My
Okay.
22 didn't get through.
Tumble through. You could do this
so-
with one tumble through action because the tumble through action says you stride up to your speed. During this movement, you can try to move through
Yeah,
the
so
space
that,
of an
sorry,
enemy.
so that's one action, yeah.
Okay, so
You can try again.
he'll try again.
You can try it again 2 more times.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, 22?
It's not gonna make it through.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
I think 26
This,
failed.
this thing is playing
No,
the
26
best.
succeeded.
26
you two
succeeded.
failed.
Okay.
This thing is playing the best goal line defense you've ever fucking seen.
Yeah,
This is
really.
It's
Crazy.
like, holy.
Let me get higher than 15, please. 17?
Is that a
That's a fail. That's a
genuine
fail.
question or? Yeah,
So
unfortunately,
Bastard does nothing. He just stays right there.
as you like
blocking
get
the
up,
way.
the screams are just getting louder and louder the closer you get to this thing. And as you're looking at it, you keep like trying to like flinch and dodge your way through. and this thing's lifeless, socketless eyes are just looking at you, and you just seem to be unable to make the motion to be able to get through to the other side. That is the end of Bastro's turn. Kashak, you are now up.
Okay, so how are these vaulted ceilings going to work with my climbing?
The maximum height of this place is only 6 feet. Even at the center, 9 squares, the maximum height is 6 feet. So there is no difference between you climbing on the ceiling versus you being on the ground.
Do you get a benefit from climbing?
No, but I can get out of this doorway if I climb the wall. What I'm thinking is I want to stand.
He can't just move? He can't move?
I can't.
You are still gonna
I
have
don't
to
think I can
tumble
move
through.
Here.
You were
Yeah.
still gonna have to tumble
Okay.
through to get through the space of this creature.
Yeah, and then I hear what you're saying then, Jack. Yeah.
I was trying to get
Yikes.
above this creature in that space on the wall to open up that doorway a little bit more.
Yeah,
This
no.
creature's
Maybe that creature
small
won't.
though, right?
Yeah,
It's a small
But the
creature.
wall, the ceiling here is only 4 feet high.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I can't fit my body there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
This
He
this
can't. He
sucks.
can't go like this around the creature.
No, the ceiling
No.
here is only 4 feet high. It's only 4
Okay.
feet high to a maximum of 6 feet high.
So Kashak is already like stooped over.
It is
like,
an attic.
figuring,
It
yeah.
is not a wide open room.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to hunt this creature. I'm going to
Okay.
stare it right in its eyeless face, and I'm going to make a claw attack while I still have flanking. So that is a natural 1.
No.
So what am I going to do here? I guess I'll just try to tumble through.
You're distracted at the last moment. Your eyes peeled off of your target by hearing your own name from your own voice far off in the distance.
Yeah, Kashak is straight up not having a good time. What is tumble through again? It's a acrobatics check against reflex DC, but I am. Okay, cool. So I'll try that. Acrobatics check. Not gonna do it. 17 total.
Not quite able to make it through.
That's my whole turn.
I'm gonna insert myself in the order since I think it's the end of the round,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna tumble through 3 times, or attempt it. Trying to get through because I could get to here with my speed. So,
Go for it.
natty 18 for the first one, 25
That
tumble
will get
through.
I want you to
Okay,
go ahead
so-
and roll me a will save.
Okay, we'll save.
So we're actually in a decent spot here. We're actually okay. This is fine.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's a 12.
You are
Am I stupefied one?
You are a stupefied one, yes.
you are in fact
There's a crit fail.
No, I think
Oh,
Kashak
trying to
No,
make
I also
yeah.
rolled
I was just making sure. You are stupefied 1.
Okay.
Does that improve? Am I no longer stupefied 1? Or
No,
no?
you are still stupefied 1.
That's
I'll
gonna
let
stay.
you know if you
Okay.
were not stupefied 1.
That's my thought. Yeah, it's not one of the ones that increases or decreases. Okay.
And actually, I think my second action. No, second action. I'm gonna just. No, it makes no sense for me to strike out. I'm gonna move further into the room. Actually, I think.
Good choice. Get
So
away
I'm
from the
gonna-
wall so you're not clumsy.
Second action, I'm gonna step here. Third action, I'm gonna raise my buckler.
Okay.
Does this space count as a clumsy space with this wall here, or not really?
It's not a wall. That's like a stairwell.
I think this
I don't
space
think
is
would
not
count.
clumsy.
Yeah. This. Let me just do this. These are the spaces in the yellow. Those are the spaces that would count as clumsy if you are medium.
So that one does count as
Could
clumsy. Okay.
you get rid of the yellow? Oh wait. Oh, that one does. This square that I'm standing in right now counts as clumsy.
Yes, that does count as clumsy.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole ring there. Yeah.
Then, wow. Okay, that
It is
sucks.
just
Yeah,
the 9
alright.
in the center that do not count clumsy.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going there and you're raising your shield.
Yep.
Okay. It is now this creature's turn. Oh buddy, oh boy.
Yeah, thank you, EG, for
That's helpful. Yeah.
the color coding.
I got you.
Yeah. So it's clumsy too.
It's
No,
small.
it's small.
No, it's small. It's small. It's small. Small.
Small.
We are at eye level with each other.
It's gonna go up here.
Oh, thank God.
It will attempt to bite Dr. Fulton.
Gonna steal your voice too.
That is a 32 to hit.
What?
That's a crit. That's a big old crit.
Gross.
It's been nice playing with you guys. You all.
32,
think,
man. Oh my gosh.
Think the doctor's in some trouble here.
That is 14 points of piercing damage
I'm fine.
as the piercing, bony teeth just come chomping into your forearm. I need you to roll me a fortitude save.
Fortitude.
Yeah.
You made Jack roll a will save.
With the claw.
This is
an
a different
attack.
thing.
With the claw
Oh.
attack.
But fortitude's my worst one.
Let's just roll the things that Will tells you to roll, or just
Yeah.
believe
No, we gotta
the things that
second
Will
guess you
tells
every
you to do.
I'm gonna roll a different thing because I want to. I don't want to roll.
19 total. It's a tweener.
Similar to what happened to Kashak. Similar.
No.
Oh wait,
Your sight.
just wait. Similar to what happened to Kashak. You feel this almost vacuum just rip the breath from your lungs. But instead of having your voice stolen, you're still able to barely speak. You
Like
find it
blind or something?
nearly impossible to catch your breath. You are enfeebled one.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
It is then going to try to claw you.
You love to see it.
19 on the claw.
Miss because I raised my buckler.
And what does it do?
Nice.
Enfeebled actually is not that bad. It's a -1 penalty to all strength-based melee attacks, strength-based damage rolls, and athletics checks.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just like
Physically weaker.
struggling to catch your breath. at
Physically
this
weaker.
point. Yeah. So you're now both enfeebled and stupefied.
I am both.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, as the voices crash
No,
around
no, no, no,
our
no, no.
party, is where we're going to leave it off for this week.
No, I hate you so much. Ugh.
Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have enjoyed what you've been seeing so far, please
Oh my
feel
God.
free to subscribe to us here on Twitch, 3 Kobolds Gaming. We look forward to seeing you all next week as we try to figure out what the hell is going on with this
Oh my
Attic
God.
Whisperer.
Oh my God.
Thank you all
Oh
so
my
much for
God.
joining us. Have a great week, have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody. Adios.
Well, no, no,